what people can expect in the morning.
Storm Tracker 13 goes all in when big weather hits.
We want to get right to your weather.
More storm crews live in the elements.
It is coming down fairly heavily.
Storm Tracker 13, only on KRDO News Channel 13, where the news comes first.
Now change is on the way. Let's send it over to Storm Tracker 13 Chief Meteorologist Stacey Garvilla, who's tracking the latest for us. Stacey.
Heather, thank you. We do have a few isolated showers and storms that we're tracking across the area today.
We want to get right to our continuing coverage of the severe weather on this weather alert day. We have live crews around southern Colorado right now. First, we want to go to Storm Tracker 13 Chief Meteorologist Stacey Garvilla, who is following the timing and path of this latest batch of storms.
So we are still talking about some of the storms from yesterday and the damage they did, but here we go again. More storms in the forecast, and we already have a couple of severe storms to go over too. The one thing we've seen change on the severe storm has been the size of the hail. It's really increased as the storm has strengthened, and it's really been changing direction and either speeding up or slowing down. Now it is moving to the northeast at about 25 miles per hour.
Beautiful weather though for today's
hat
toss.
Really lucked out. Had no storms to worry about. The clouds were high enough, giving good visibility to the Thunderbird show. And this is what it looked like shortly before noon. You can see here the billowing white smoke, white and gray smoke. This was really when the fire began to take off. At this time, we were seeing winds gusting up near 44 miles per hour. And we had relative humidity increases, all good things for those fighting the fire. More details on your complete forecast and how it looks for the rest of the weekend concerning fire danger coming up. Some hail has already come through there, along with torrential downpours. You've been sending video. We appreciate that you do that and that you send it safely. We've had an extension of this severe thunderstorm warning now. The hail size was up to about tennis ball. This storm has had a history of producing ping pong ball size hail. It is our second storm that has come through the Fountain area. That's where it was still producing some large hail. The product of all of these severe storms with large hail, heavy rain is a flash flood warning that continues through. Rain wouldn't be so bad if it would come without the hail, right? And come without being so heavy that it creates flooding concerns. We really have it all out there today.
Chief Meteorologist Stacey Garvilla, also live back in Fountain. Stacey, unusual conditions to have hail like that from an overnight storm.
John, thank you. Very unusual conditions here. Really, we had strong to severe storms in the forecast yesterday. Those didn't happen, but the atmosphere was still priming. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see some of the damage. Right now, I am live in the Cumberland Green neighborhood in Fountain, where you can see the siding, a lot of cars dealing with that damage out there. Another issue we're seeing here with all the damage is just how slow that thunderstorm became. It slowed down and strengthened, and that allowed that hail size to reach 3 inches in diameter here. That is the size of a teacup or a large apple. So welcome back on this weather alert day. We actually want to begin with a live view from the KRDO studios. You can see some rain and hail coming down. It actually looks like a little bit of a wintry scene here right now. You can actually make out that hail falling. It looks significantly different than some of the rain coming down as well. So pretty good shower happening right now at the KRDO studios. We do continue to track some severe weather once again out there today. Here's our look at satellite and radar. We'll zoom in on some of our storms. I want to mention that a lot of these storms, the severe thunderstorm warnings, were in place until 4:15. So we might see some new ones come down. We're right in that changing period, if you will. Here's a look at Colorado Springs down through Widefield, where we just had a severe thunderstorm warning expire right at 4:15. Looks like the storm may have weakened some, but I would imagine that we are still seeing hail in spots. We've got it coming down across the studio right now. I also think it's possible to see some hail in the Broadmoor area, also just south of Old Colorado City, our station right about here. So we are confirming that there is a little bit of hail coming down right now. This storm was strengthening over the Manitou Springs area. It had a history of $half size hail, so it does look like that hail size coming down a little bit. There's not a new warning out just yet, but this storm is tracking off to the south and east, so it will be moving through portions of Colorado Springs down towards Stratmore as well, and also through likely Security and Widefield too. Stetson Hills between Cimarron Hills, you're getting a pretty good downpour coming down right now, as well as the Rock Rimmon area over towards Briargate. We had a little further north. The Air Force Academy just had a really good downpour come through as well, and that is tracking off to the east and southeast over towards Shoup Road and Chapel Hills Drive as well. Zoom out just a little bit and put this into motion. We've had numerous showers and storms in the Pikes Peak region. Now we're seeing just essentially a cluster over Colorado Springs. Are watching a storm that's developing back in Teller County. I don't think we're going to see as many rounds of storms today like we saw yesterday, but do note that a couple back behind the storm already in Colorado Springs means you could see a little more rain behind this one. Here's an area where we had a severe thunderstorm warning that has been allowed to expire. I would imagine still some nickel-sized hail possible here just off to the north of Lascar right now. And also a severe thunderstorm warning, some large hail developing here just off to the east of Weston. A severe thunderstorm warning until 4:30, including cities like Cokedale, Starkville, Trinidad, and Weston. I imagine that's some larger hail size right there too, probably up closer to ping pong ball size hail. Here's a look at Skycast and what we can expect through the evening hours, and it does appear that we'll see less storm coverage today, not as widespread, but still the potential for large hail out there today. That's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in place until 9 o'clock this evening. Some stronger storms through Walsenburg and Trinidad as the day goes on. I think we'll see our round that's in Colorado Springs move out, and we shouldn't see as much redevelop as we did yesterday. Still some storms across the far southeastern plains into the early morning hours, and we'll still be tracking some storms tomorrow. Chances for severe weather, not as widespread as today, but the green indicating that marginal risk. A look at temperatures currently 60s, 70s, still some 80s, even near 90 in La Junta right now. And we will fall to those 50s and 60s overnight tonight. A look at high temperatures tomorrow, 80s primarily, 84 in Canyon City, 84 as well in Springfield. Next 7 days in Woodland Park, 70s. We still have the chance for those showers and thunderstorms again tomorrow, even into Thursday. As we move forward in the 7-day forecast in Canyon City, highs expected in the 80s. Still tracking those storms tomorrow and on Thursday as well. Then we quiet down a little bit after that. We get some sunshine. We'll get some warmer temperatures in Pueblo. We go back to the upper 80s to near 90. A couple of storms still in the forecast for tomorrow. Then the drier pattern kicks in Colorado Springs. A couple of storms Wednesday and Thursday. And then so far, the weekend looking pretty dry.
A lot of key words today I'm liking. Weakening, dying down.
Yes.
Those words we haven't heard too much this week so far, but a big relief to a lot of folks out there.
Better trend ahead if we can just make it through today.
Yes, I like it. We'll be complaining about the heat before you know it, so
yes.
Can't get away. All right, Stacey, thanks.
That will be nice.
And tonight, we wrap up a full week of special coverage on wildfire prevention and safety. One reason it's so important, of course, the damage from a major fire can last for generations. Having not lived here in 2012 or 2013, I decided to venture into Black Forest and Waldo Canyon this week to see how these areas are recovering from those fateful wildfires that many of you remember so well.
Our journey started by taking in the wonderful sights that Teller County has to offer. Views of Pikes Peak and those lush pine and fir trees. We kept driving along Rampart Range Road until we saw it. And there it was, like hitting a wall of devastation.
Look at all these trees that are down right now. And then it's just barren. Honestly, it just takes your breath away.
My first reaction was the overwhelming sense of just how large these fires were.
The devastation from the Waldo Canyon fire is so widespread that you can see it behind me right here.
And here, and here, and here. When walking through both Waldo Canyon and Black Forest, you can now see so much wide open space. This includes views of fallen trunks and limbs, and trees without needles or leaves.
There's no green as far as the eye can see right here.
Not only was it eye-opening to take in the scale of the devastation, but also to witness the extreme damage left behind by the fire burning so incredibly hot.
Standing in the heart of this burn scar, you can really see the black ash still left on all these trees. When you get close to these trees and touch them, it doesn't seem like this happened 6 years ago. It seems like it could have happened just yesterday.
Strolling through these burn scars gives a sense of the regrowth that is taking place each year. New grasses and springtime flowers are appearing, bringing life and pops of color within the ash. Sounds of birds chirping and water running are little reminders that the forest will continue to rebuild.
I've watched so many videos of this fire burning, so I have that image in my mind. And then I come out here and get a whole different image.
Images such as the astounding view of Pikes Peak that used to be obscured by lush conifer trees. Where once tall green pine and fir trees stood, now baby aspens and scrub oak are emerging, changing the look of the forest from what so many remember. These fires may have changed the landscape forever, but as they say, there is still beauty to be found among the ash.